Okay, I think I think we are live, which is great. Good morning, happy Friday. I'll start off by apologizing about the sound. I know I'm going to put this coffee mug right here to move the glare, hopefully. Sorry about the sound. New, hopefully more permanent setup. But why is this not in focus? Hopefully that adjusts itself. Well, anyways, new setup. We may have some bumps along the road, but hopefully more permanent. The problem is the mic I was using is not right now compatible with the computer I switched to. I was using my cell phone before, so right now we're just using the webcam mic, which I know is not ideal. Hopefully, this is the last week you have to hear that. So we may pick up some other things like the air kicking on, or our daughter going down for a nap, or any of those things. But more importantly, why does the video look so fuzzy? Don't love that. Well, let me try to reset it. So I'm just gonna put this up here, and then I'm gonna bring. Man, that really looks terrible today, doesn't it? What the hell? Oh, sorry, folks. Let me see if it's a setting I can change. Sound is one thing, but having it be almost unwatchable is a whole nother thing. Shit. Let me refresh here. Okay. Looks better. All right. I don't know if that's as fuzzy for everyone else, but hopefully it's fixed. Sorry about that. So again, more permanent setup, but we'll probably have some learning curves along the way. It's bad being fuzzy. If you're in chat and it's blurry for you, please let me know. Or if it's just what I'm trying to watch the stream on. Good morning, Patrick. Happy Friday. Clear. Okay, good. Good. If it goes blurry, let me know. I think it's just something going on with the laptop that I monitor chat on. So, anyways, we're playing Levee En Masse, which is sweet. This is States of Siege. I know I talked about this when I got the game, and then when I played We Must Tell the Emperor. And this is States of Siege French Revolution. And if you're unfamiliar with States of Siege, basically you have these advancing armies, wherever they may be coming from, and they try to go to a central area. Here we have Paris, and we try to stop them. And that's pretty much the game. You get a certain amount of actions that you can do to advance political tracks, to fight the armies as they get closer. You can, disorder will come to Paris. We can try and deal with that. But it's really just hold out as long as you can. I've never won We Must Go Tell the Emperor, but I have won the World War one that is. Name is escaping me right now. It's on the list. I can't remember. One thing we're doing today, we're not playing with the expansion. So this is the deluxe edition from Worthington Games. And it comes with an expansion. We're not messing with that today. Behind the box over here, looky what I have for you. I've not played Soviet Dawn. It's in Turkey. I can't believe I'm blanking on the name. We've talked about it like a million times. Anyways, so no expansion. I'm also playing the cards in Ottoman Sunset. Thank you so much. I'm also playing the cards in historical order. So you can normally shuffle them up, making sure that the tennis court is the first card and the fate of King Louis XVI is the bottom card, and then you shuffle up everything in between. We're going in historical order to maybe learn something about the wars of the French Revolution. French army just kind of runs around. They're not on the game or on the map in any way. We'll get some some new Republic armies that can kind of act as roadblocks at some point, but they're not on the map yet. We will need the French Navy at some point. Not the French Navy, the British Navy at some point. And if you ask me where I put the British Navy, this, nope, I want to go down and up. Okay. That would be a great question. So we might have to get, oh, here it is, another rule book. So at some point, the British Navy will come on, and then we can make the British armies retreat, and we can even send armies to go deal with overseas colonies and stuff. So, what are we trying to do in this game? Survive, and then decrease monarchy and increase republic. So if monarchy is ahead, the French army will take a -1 DRM. We want to roll high in this game, at least while we're attacking. And then if republic is ahead, we'll get +1. So we're managing this track. We're fighting these people back. If Paris, at the end of a turn, has an army in it, we lose the game. The game can also end if the political tracks, if we don't have Republic above -1. Don't necessarily automatically lose in that case, but we do automatically lose if at the end of a turn we have an army in Paris. Now, in other games, it is often that if someone gets there, you lose right away. So, like an Ottoman Sunset, if someone makes it all the way, they lose. Man, I like Ottoman Sunset with like the running the guns and stuff. We're setting up the defenses. Let's start playing. To detail you completely, what tea we drinking this morning? Marie Antoinette on Prime Video. Yeah, and so this is Tazo Passion. It's like a hibiscus. It's kind of bitter, but it's been what I've been drinking lately. I've gone down to either 1 cup of half calf or half a cup of caffeinated coffee in the morning. And it's been interesting. As far as the production from Worthington, I do agree. It's really nice. It's completely overproduced. There's like a storage counter or a storage tray that's like an inch thick. You got this massive box. You really don't need it, but it is a nice production. So the tennis court oath. Key members of the First and Second Estate join members of Third Estate to declare a national assembly and end centuries of the Estates General. Days later, the tennis court oath is taken. So no militaries advance. We just kind of move down this card one by one. We get a political DRM of +1. Set that up there as a reminder. That's all they do. And there's no social special event. I have 2 actions. So the first thing we want to do is increase the Republic, because if it's sitting there at the end of the round, it's bad news bears. So I'm +1. Really can't fail this unless I roll a 1. A 1 is an automatic failure. Automatic success. And then I think I want to go after the anarchy. Oh my gosh, the monarchy as well, because that's, when does this flip? When this goes up, I believe. I have to roll higher to move that down. So since I have a +1, I'm going to go after monarchy for my second action. 3 doesn't get it. All right. That's a card. That's how the game works. Okay. So now, storming of the Bastille. July 14th, 1789. Sparked by bread riots in Paris and rising anger over royal excess, a mob storms the medieval fortress Bastille to seize weapons and free suspected political prisoners. Again, apologize for the sound. No dedicated mic. We're using the webcam today. So first thing, Piedmont's going to march into Bordeaux. Vendée is going to go from Tuscany to Piedmont. And political modifiers. Looks like a +1 for both despotism plus republic. And it's day of actions, so we have disorder in Paris. So let's deal with the disorder in Paris first. No military has a minus one DRM this turn because of the monarchy being higher. That's the only change. I wonder if these are these political shifts are not. If they're in yellow, it's a die roll monarchy. I wonder if I automatically got these. Let me just double check. Yeah, move them along. Okay, so this should have been like that from this card, and then this goes up one, and this goes up one. Monarchy is still higher, so we still have the military DRM. Okay, we need to deal with the disorder, which is just a roll. And we want to be greater than the battle value. If the Republic was reigning in N3 or 4, then it's easier to restore order. If I get to 5 and flip with the Republic, it's like automatic. So a 4. Disorder is the whole inbox. All right, so we've done one thing. Let me get another die so I don't forget how many actions I've taken as we play. Military still at a 1 DRM. No other modifiers. And you can do multiple things. Like I can dump 2 actions in Republic and just keep trying. So we did political. Military is the same thing. I'm just trying to beat a 3, like against Vindy or Piedmont. I can't do anything against Britain, Prussia, or Austria. I do have a -1. Naval is specifically going after the British Navy. Liberation is placing these liberation armies once they become available. We don't have those yet. So let's stick to political since we have it. And let's roll on the Republic. So 2 or higher to increase Republic track. 3, that's nice. Let's try to send monarchy down because then we have. Now I could have done. No, it's got to be greater than, not less than. If I'd done those in different order, I could have made the order check easier, although it doesn't really matter. That's 3 actions. Okay, next card. The Great Fear, summer 1789. Rumors of anarchy in Paris lead to riots throughout the summer. Armed gangs oppress peasants and make threats against the king as they sack and burn the estates of nobles in the countryside. So this resets to 0. There's a -1 DRM for the military. Vindy advances to Savoy. Despotism goes down, and this goes down. So this immediately makes this a -2. And I have 2 actions, and it's another day of actions. So disorder in 3. If I don't remove this, the side effect of this is Republic goes down yet again. Did I shift these? I think I did, because that was up to 3. They were tied. Okay, 2 actions. Let's try to get the disorder. It's easy. No, I did that wrong. So we're rolling on disorder. No. Shoot. I'm rolling on disorder again. Okay. New card. Declaration of the Rights of Man and the Citizen. August 1789, borrowing from American and English sources, the French Bill of Rights is declared, although no formal constitution is written and property is named inviolate and sacred. No military actions. That's good. I got a +1 political DRM. I think this only flips if it gets to 5. Yeah, so despotism stays a -1. 2 actions, no special event, and a +1 DRM. Yeah. Now we have a chance here. So let's use this political DRM to our favor. So we're at a -1 military. So before we do anything in the military, let's roll on Republic to tick them up. Got it. And so this goes to 0 now. I will. Oh, look at this. DRM box. Let's reduce monarchy. Got it. Okay, so that's sweet. So that would go there. We reset at the end of the turn, but at least we have a modifier going in the next turn. We might need it. Let them eat cake. October 5th, 1789. Prompted by continued bread shortage in Paris because of bad harvests, Parisians march on Versailles to seek help from the king. Rejected by the queen, the royal family is taken back to Paris. Okay, so Vendy is going to Dijon. This turn only, you may harness the anger of the Paris mob for a -1 DRM to military actions for a +1 DRM to political action. Monarchy goes up and despotism goes +0. There is disorder in Paris, and we have 2 actions. I'll do that, so I know I have 2 left. Okay, so I can forego a +1 DR, or I can get a +1 DRM. But since I'm neutral, I'm going to go after Vindy and try to back him up a little bit. So let's roll that first. I'm not doing the optional thing. Get out of here. Go back to Savoy. All right. Get disorder. Crumb. Okay, well, that's 2 actions. Can't do anything about it. Disorder is in there, so that goes down. And this is not in effect right now. Yikes. Anything else? Disorder stays. I believe. Yes. Pope Pius VI renounces civil constitution. We have a -1 military DRM. Piedmont advances. Vendee back to Dijon. Monarchy +1. Oh boy. Disorder in Paris. We already have it. 3 actions. Well, folks, this was a fun game. Let's get disorder out of there because that's brutal. Rolling our disorder for action number 1. New die. New die. All right. Let's roll on Republic. Hot dog. Let's roll on Monarchy. Yeah, look at that. Automatic success. Sweet. That's 3 actions. Hanging on. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Oh, I didn't read the historical flavor here, and I want to know. So we're all going to learn. The new civil constitution makes the Catholic Church part of the government with an elected clergy and a mandatory loyalty oath to the state rather than the Pope. Pope Pius rejects it utterly. Shocking. All right, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. June 20th, 1791. Louis XVI's brother, the Count of Artois, encourages the king to join the Indians. Wait, that's not Indians, jeez. Immigré? I don't know. And he attempts to flee France, but is captured on his way to the coast and returned to Paris and captivity. We have a political DR. Well, let's do it in order. No DRM up there. Piedmont. We're going to have to do some military action. Look at this. Monarchy. Republic. We have military benefit this turn and a political DRM. We're cooking with gas today. Look at this. This is a day the French people will remember. We have a political DRM. Let's shred monarchy down while we can to start for action number 1. 3 actions. Okay, let's go after Vindy with a +1. Let's go after Vindy again. Let's go after Republic. +1. Don't get it. Wasted it. Should have gone after Bendy. The turn deserved in Marseille. That's right. Declaration of Pillnitz. Okay, I got to get a little marker out for the Prussians. All right, we're going after Vendy was the right call because he's back in Dijon. Prussia advances to Cologne. Add the blocker marker to the Prussian marker. It cannot advance into a square, space, or Paris until released by another event. Okay, so he can't get past Koblenz. I guess that's nice. It's only going as far as that. Oh, a reaction. Oh, so everything kind of evens out here. I kind of forgot that this was a thing. All right, so let me get to the rules with reaction. Basically, everything just kind of squishes together. Okay, so when a reaction is listed on the political event, if one political marker is higher than the other two, decrease its position by 1 box. Boo. Then if one political marker is lower than the other two, increase its position by 1 box. At least we're not bumping up monarchy. So that's the event. We have 3 actions, and we have a +1 DRM. No other DRMs. Vendy. Need a 3 or higher. A 4. That showed a 1 for a second. We all saw it. Vendy again. No, Piedmont. With +1, that's enough. And let's do monarchy. Sweet. Okay, 3 actions. I need to get my board taped down or something. Girondins and Jacobins turn political factions. 2 strong political groups emerged from the debates over the new French Constitution of 1791. The Jacobins are more radical but lose initial control of the National Assembly to the Girondins. Don't know if I said that right, sorry. Military Vendy, of course. Bitch. -2 political DRM. Sorry, shouldn't say that. Monarchy goes down 1. Love that, but despotism goes up 1. This turn only, you may wage an internal political struggle to take political action on the Republic track for no action cost. But if you fail, the Republic marker moves -1. No way, I'm at a -2 DRM. I'm not going to do that. We do have disorder in Paris. And I guess if you're like really desperate, that would be nice. But we did the other things, and we have 3 actions. Yet again, we keep our modifier here. Let's roll disorder first. 4. 2 actions. Vendy. No. Vendy. All right. Again, it's not automatic if he gets to Paris. I have a turn to kick him out. War declared on Austria and Prussia. April 20th, 1792. The French National Assembly issues a declaration of war against Prussia and Austria, beginning the war of the First Coalition, and sees the rise of sans-culottes in the streets of Paris. What that means. I need Fred to help me out here with what some of those things mean. There is a -1 military DRM to start. The blocker marker is, if the blocker marker is applied to the Prussian army, remove it. Prussia advances. Austria advances. And our friend Vendy advances. Republic gets +1. I feel like in the midst of, maybe they don't understand they're in a revolution, although it sure feels like it. Like declaring war seems bad. I wonder what drove them to that, because it seems like I love that this is a guillotine. I didn't realize that. What's under here? No, just the rules for building the decks. Just seems like a really inopportune time to be declaring a war on anyone. Okay. Let's start with disorder. We had our -1, but Republic's up, so we can at least do that. You know what? I'm feeling this die right here is going to be high, so we're going to go after Vindy. Told you, I could just feel it in my bones. Louis was not the brightest bulb in the box. Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what sounds fun is while our streets are like filled with unrest, let's declare war on two people. Prussia and Austria. How bad can they be? Let's go after down to 4. Disorder. Look at that. Down to 3. On my wife's home country. Oh, really? See, I gotta read. I gotta do the podcast and everything. What a part of history I just don't know about. What am I doing? Despotism. That's 2 left. Vindy. Ooh, automatic failure. But we're resilient. We're going back after Republic. Feeling a high roll. No, Vindy. That's a 6. Should have done Republic. Dang it. All right. That's the fun of the game. What are you going to use those precious actions on? Prussia invades France. Told you this was a bad idea. July 1792, spurred by the declaration of war by the French government in fearful spreading revolution. Imagine that. Prussia invades France and seizes the key fortress cities of Longwy and Verdun. Prussia is also apparently going to get Metz. If blocker marker is applied, remove it. Not the case. Place 1 liberation marker in the holding box. Ooh, look at that. We got our own armies. And they go to Worms. And we get our weaker army. But that's okay. Better than nothing. Better than a kick in the pants. Monarchy goes up 1. We have 4 actions, and there is disorder in Paris. When is there not disorder in Paris? When is there not? Okay. Military DRMs is going to be neutral. -1 from the card, +1 for the Republic being at 4. Let's deal with the disorder first. 3 actions to go. At least my die rolls have not been killing me, which has been a lifesaver. So placing the Liberation Army. I think I just need to roll higher than a 2. Political action. Greater than the battle value of the designated army. No, that's the wrong thing. Yeah. If the modified result is greater than the battle value of the liberation marker. All right, so let's place this liberation army, or try to. I need a 3 or higher. Let's slow down so they can only go in circle spots. And Prussia's already moved through its spots. So let's put it in Brussels. We'll defend there. So what's interesting is if Austria did move here, we have a chance to drive back Austria. So Austria has to win a roll against this army. That doesn't remove it. We can then push Austria back. If Austria stays with this army, then that army goes away. So they are kind of resilient, which is nice. That's 2 actions. And let's attack. Store order. If I'm this high, I don't need to be rolling for this. But if I get to 5, it's automatic. So I'm gonna go for Republic. I know there's more pressing things. Son of a gun. Well, what are my odds of rolling that low again? I mean, I need a 5 anywhere. I need a 5 against Prussia. I need a 5 against Austria. I need a 5 against the Republic. The nice thing about if I get the oh gosh, I don't like any of this. It's either roll against Prussia or roll against Republic. Let's roll against Republic. Okay, that will probably be the death of us. Immigrant Corps condemns Republicans to death. Hey, but look at this. We're going to get some good stuff here, but we're going to get some bad stuff too. Prussia advances. Our old friend Vendy, haven't heard hit from him in a while, Dijon. And Piedmont goes to Rene. Political DRM of -1. Republic goes up 1, which means our disorder attempts just don't even require an action. It's just automatic. So this is going to go there, but we're going to pull it off. And we have 4 actions. I don't even use... doesn't even use an action point, so that's sweet. Okay, well, we're hanging on. Military DRMs none. So we're gonna be +1 on military. Now's our time. Prussia, get out of here. Louis Joseph de Bourbon, at the head of a French royalist corps attached to the Allied army, declares all those that oppose the invasion are traitors and subject to arrest and execution. Lovely. Yeah, okay. Let's 4 actions, yeah? Let's go after Prussia with a +1. Need a 4 or higher. Yeah. That'll do it. Back to Metz. Let's go for Prussia again. Drive them back. 5. I assume at some point this can come back on, and then if they're out of those squares, then they can't keep advancing. That was 2 military actions. -1 political DRM. Let's go after Vendy. Yeah, get out of here. Let's go after Austria. Yes. What a turn. What a turn. The Battle of Valmy. September 20th, 1792. One of the first key victories of the new Republican Army. Meanwhile, the new National Convention declares the First French Republic, while mobs kill nearly 1,200 suspected counter-revolutionaries. Austria will advance back to Worms. Vendy not giving up the fight. Prussia retreats, not advances 1 space. That's right. Get out of here. Republic +1. It's already at 5. Can't go any higher. Disorder in Paris with 5 actions. I think things will probably turn for us. So it goes and we get it off for free. What are we doing? What are we doing? There's only so many things we can do. Let's roll against Vendy. Just going to keep going. 1. That's a 6. So it's 2 actions. 3 actions. Let's go after Austria. 4 actions, Austria. 5 actions. Okay, not a great turn, but morale is still high. The Battle of Genappe? Don't know. November 6, 1792. The French army wins an important but costly victory over the Austrians. The Austrian army numbered a mere 13,000 compared to 40,000 troops of the Republic army. -1 military DRM, so we'll be neutral this turn. Despotism goes up +1. No political DRM. It's a disorder day, but we don't have to worry about that. And we're at 4. So at some point, there probably will be a reaction. Let's roll on despotism to... Did I advance? I don't think I did. Prussia advances. Austria attempts to advance. They need higher than a 2. They got it. Does not remove that army yet. Okay. Let's start with despotism. Down. Let's start with, or let's go to Austria next. That's 1 action. 2 actions. Yeah. I want to drive Prussia back for 3 actions. Nope, Prussia. Yeah. Keep them away from those square spots. On Hot Dice today, the Duke of Brunswick Declaration. Fall 1792, the Prussian commander, the Duke of Brunswick, promises to destroy Paris if any member of the royal family is harmed, which fuels the radicals in the Paris Commune to declare a day of action. Of course they do. Despotism, +1. 1 military DRM versus Prussia only. Prussia. Prussia advances. Vendee's back to being a pain in our ass. Disorder Day, not going to matter. We can just remove them for free. So we do that. 4 actions. We have a +1 in everywhere except Prussia. Vendee. Nope. Action 2. Vendee. Oh my gosh. Vendee. Action 3. Got him. Holy smokes. Action 4. That's a couple ends. Vendee. He made me mad. All the way back to Tuscany. Massacre at the Tuileries Palace. August 10th, 1792. Oh, this is interesting. 600 Swiss guards to King Louis XVI are killed by Sansculottes mob in the Tuileries Palace despite promise of safety. Meanwhile, the deepening financial crisis leads to call for new elections. Military first. Prussia. On the case. Piedmont. You've been quiet, Piedmont. Just sneaking back there. Vendee. Day of actions. Disorder in Paris. It's not necessarily automatic this turn. We have 5 actions. Monarchy goes down. Republic goes down. Despotism, +1. What are we going to do today? We're going after disorder. And when we're at 4, 1 action and remove that marker. So I don't have to roll. It's gone. That's one of my actions. 4. Piedmont. I have a +1. Piedmont goes home. Back at least. Prussia. Shoot, that's 3 actions. Out of my 5, so I have 2 left. Prussia. Despotism. Political DRM? None. Shoot. Oh, tides are changing. The royal family arrested. September 13th, 1792. Prompted by continued defeats on the battlefield and continued fears over counter-revolutionary forces, the National Convention decides to put King Louis XVI on trial for treason against France. +1 DRM, so it'll be +2 this turn. This turn only, you may take a military action against Vendee at no action cost, but if you fail, advance the Vendee 1 space towards Paris. Oh, Vendee. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when the British Navy comes on. Monarchy -1 and Republic +1. Seems good. Have 3. That's it. Yeah, we're doing the free one against Vendee. We got +2 against him. Just don't roll a 1. Ooh, barely. That was free. So 3 actions left. Despotism. Sweet. 2 actions left. Piedmont. 1 action left. I don't know like the history or the cards. So I don't know who becomes like the biggest player. I'm assuming Britain soon, but I just don't know when. Let's go Austria. I haven't done anything against them. They've been quiet. Push them back. All right. Almost done with the blue deck. The Siege of Toulon. September to December 1793, the Republican army put down the Royalist revolt and drove the British out of the French port city of Toulon. History records this as one of Napoleon's first battlefield success. Britain advances, Piedmont advances, Vendée retreats, not advances one space. You love to see it, Republic. Okay, 3 actions, and Piedmont, Britain. Political DRM is going to be +1 with 3 actions. Let's drive this down while we're here. Sweet. Piedmont, no. Piedmont plus no. Ooh, good. Right, last card of the blue deck. The fate of King Louis XVI. January 21st, 1793. Following a short show trial, King Louis XVI is convicted and sent to guillotine for execution. This act prompts both England and Spain to declare war on France and join the First Coalition. Britain advances. Vendée doing his punk thing. Prussia advances. Disorder in Paris, we're at +5. It's going to go away. Political +2 or -2 for monarchy. Despotism +1. If the Vendée army is in Versailles, 1. Or in Paris, +2. He's rescued and escaped. If it is any other space, -2. He's executed. Oh, King Louis. Okay. So King Louis gets executed. He doesn't escape this game, and it's -2 to monarchy. I think it only gets there. Yeah, if he's on 5. Okay. Dave Disorder, so we don't have to worry about that. Despotism goes up +1. Did I advance everyone? Hey. Let's see. Probably count back. British cards, right? So I haven't succeeded against England. Okay, so 1 advance, 2 advance, 3 advances for England. Looks like I did everyone. Okay, I have 4 actions. Military DRM +1. Britain, 3 or higher. Sweet. Britain. Prussia. Piedmont. Okay. Then we move to the white deck, and I'm going to do the same thing. You can do the same thing where you shuffle up the middle as long as Begin Reigns of Terror and Treaty of Campo Formio are the first and last, but we're going to do historical order. So we're just going to leave them in the order that they came in. That's just doing that. Done with the blue ones. All right, King Louis is dead. Reign of Terror begins. Spring 1793. Inspired by counter-revolutions in western and southern France and military setbacks with the invasion of Austrian Netherlands, radicals begin to call for more violent action. If blocker marker is applied to the Prussian marker, remove it. Right, Austria. Piedmont. Vendée. I have moved them. Hopefully I don't forget. Republic down to 4. Despotism up to 2. Disorder in Paris. Going to require an action. That's it. 5. 1 action done. No political DRM. We have a +1 on military. Piedmont. I don't get it. +1. Republic. Don't get it. Republic. should have done Republic before the disorder. But that's what I get for letting that 6 fall, how it landed. Prussia. No. Okay. Next card. The Battle of Neerwinden. March 18th, 1793. The Girondin General Dumouriez defects to the Austrians after this losing battle. Dumouriez' defection not only costs the French army, but also destroys the political power of the Girondins. Despotism -1 and Republic +1. 3 actions. And who's moving along? Austria is going to, let's do Austria last. Britain, Vindy. Austria is going to roll. Let's use this for the Austria roll. Needs a higher than a 2. Gets there. Advances there. We have 3 actions. Okay. 3 actions. Austria with a +0. It's 0 for Austria, so I need a 5 or higher. All right, now I have +1 on everyone else. Vindy. Failure. I have 1 more action. Prussia. Damn. Counter-revolution erupts in the Vindy. March 1793. The Jacobins seize power from the Girondins with the help of the Sans-Culottes and fear about the growing strength of the Vindy movement. Royalists and Catholics make early gains in the south. Public -1. Day disorder, that sucks. Monarchy +1. Despotism +1. Advance the Prussians. Advance Piedmont. Advance Vindy. Give it up, Vindy. My wife's doing some cleaning upstairs again. No dedicated mic today, so the sound quality's off. I know you're probably picking up things directly above me. I apologize for that. Okay, let's take a second here. 4 actions. Just take a look at everything that's going on. I drink some tea. I'm just getting over a nasty cold. I just moved slow. Like, started out fine, and then, like, after having it for a few days, just like kicked my ass. But so this will be an action. I don't think I'm going to press on Republic. So then I'll have 3 actions. Got to go here. Should probably, I'll have a +1 DRM against everyone. So 1 action, 2 action, 3 action, 4. No. 3. Let's do Britain. Again, historically, I have no idea what's coming, which makes this interesting for sure. Disorder for free, that's 1 action. 2 action, Vindy. 3 action, Vindy. I gotta stay there. 4 action, Prussians. Like that roll. Okay. The Committee of Public Safety formed spring 1793. We have 5 actions. The committee is created by radicals out of the existing National Convention and appoints Danton, Carnot, and Robespierre to create a committee whose goal is to protect the revolution at all costs. 5 actions. Prussia, Britain, Vindy, +1, +2 military DRM. That's great. Have a -1 political DRM. Despotism up 1 and Republic -1. Let's start with Republic. No. Shoot. All right. Let's roll on Russia. 2. Vindy. 3. Britain. 4. Republic. 5. The Law of the Maximum. Summer 1793. Radicals set food prices and then executed those that violated the new restrictions. Food shortages hit Paris, and dragoons were sent to the countryside to seize crops, which led to famine there. Britain. Austria. We'll do Austria last. Spain. Wait, what? Oh, this is a expansion card. Who did I move? England. Okay, try that again. Levee En Masse. August 23, 1793, with enemies pushing in on all fronts, Carnot and the Committee of Public Safety called for universal conscription and declare total war on the enemies of the revolution, both foreign and domestic. +1 military DRM. I'm going to have 2 of those. Britain, Prussia, rolling for Austria. You get it. We have 5 actions, and despotism and that. No political DRM. Let's roll on despotism to start. So 5. Nope. 4. No. 3. Let's do something else. Austria. So I have +2 here. 2 actions left to go. Jeez. Austria. Holy smokes. Brutal. Brutal turn. The Battle of Sabine Wars of the Vendée. Forming themselves into an army, which they call the Catholic and Royal Army of the Vendée, disgruntled members of the federations are defeated by Republican forces. -1 military DRM versus Vendée only. Piedmont, Vendée. -1 liberation DRM. And despotism +1. So we get Napoleon? Is that what's going on here? I don't know how to lower that. Maybe I wanted it high. I don't know. That seems good. Link card, something political. Oh. Yeah. So despotism gets box 5, it's flipped. Napoleon doesn't matter. +1 DRM for military, +1 DRM for liberations. I wonder, like, what the bad. Maybe in the victory points. On the victory points, I'm guessing. Okay. Yeah, so if that's too high, it's multiplied by 4 and it's subtracted from your score. So you don't want to leave it high for too long. So we do have disorder, but we're at 5, so that's free. Battle of 70. Okay, 4 actions. I don't think I moved everyone. Is that right? Maybe I did. I should have come up with a way to mark that. Would have made sense. My watch keeps buzzing off or something. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, I just don't remember if I advanced them or not. So I'm just checking back to. I'm just checking something real quick. Apologize about it. Seeing when I flipped. All right, there was Levee En Masse. Then I flipped the battle. And I did advance. Okay, good. Sorry about that. Sweet. 4 actions. We have a +1 DRM from military plus liberation roll, so we're at +2. And let's just go after military. So Piedmont, let's do Piedmont first. Oh boy. Piedmont, barely. 2 actions left. Vendee, Prussia. Jeez. Okay. The Reign of Madame Guillotine. Summer 1793 to summer 1794. We have a reaction. That sucks. Guillotines go up throughout France, but Paris is the hub of the Reign of Terror. The blade will claim 20,000 lives, mostly of peasants accused of being counter-revolutionaries, but some nobles as well. Everyone's moving. Piedmont, Vendee, Britain, Austria. Austria's got to roll. They don't. Reaction. I think since I'm tied up there, that they won't go down. Yeah, so just monarchy goes up. We have day of action. It's free. +1 restore order DRM. Don't have to worry about that. We have 6 actions though. With +2? Yeah, with +2 because of despotism. Okay. Well, looks like we're doing military. Britain. 1. Piedmont. 2. Piedmont. 3. Holy smokes. Vendee. 4. Piedmont. 5. Barely. Despotism. Shit. What a turn. The Battle of Fleurus. Britain. Austria will roll. They get there. I have 4 actions. June 26, 1794. Despotism would have gone up anyways. +1 liberation DRM. Following a Republican army victory over the Dutch and Austrian forces, the convention renews calls for a fraternity and assistance to all people that wish to recover their lost liberty. Okay, 4 actions and +2 still. Britain 1. Oh my gosh. Britain 2. Austria 3. Britain. Good thing I've still got writing despotism so high. Robespierre executed. July 28, 1794. After running the revolution, Robespierre falls from power, is put on trial, and is executed despite a failed suicide attempt. This officially ends the reign of terror and the power of the Jacobins. This turn only, you may spare Robespierre to gain 1 action for no political action taken. Despotism -1. Thank goodness. I don't know. Sounds like a terrible person. Why do I want to spare him? Britain. Austria will attempt. They don't. Yeah, I'm not going to spare him. If that guy does not sound like a nice person. Okay. 1, despotism. 2, disorder. 3, republic. Sweet. I need to remember to do the republic roll first. But I didn't. White terror in the Midi. Reaction. Summer 1794. Royalists and counter-revolutionaries begin a terror campaign in the south of France known for its brutality and the use of knives on their victims. Vendee declares a dictatorship exists in Paris. Advance. No military action versus the 3, 4, and 5 spaces on the Piedmont and Vendee tracks. And they're on 1. Reaction. This goes down and that goes up. Things are starting to get hairy. Vendee. We are +1 for 1. Piedmont 2. Monarchy. It's a 3. Whew. All right, flirting with disaster. The Directory established. Fall 1794. With the fall of Robespierre and the Jacobins, the Thermidorians established a new government with a 5-man directory and a bicameral legislature. Discontent with continued violence grows. +1 political DRM. I like that. Some good news. These both go up 1. So I have a +2 military DRM. Britain, Prussia, Austria will roll. They don't advance. Saving my bacon. All right. Politics. No. We have a +2 DRM. Piedmont. Vendee. Britain. Despotism. +1. Don't get it. Okay. The Verona Declaration. Piedmont and Vendee. +2. But I'm going to have a -1 here and over there. Monarchy goes up 1. And there's 3 actions. The Count de Provence, Louis XVI's brother, declares himself King Louis XVIII after the death of King Louis XVI's son while he's in prison. The Vendee is rallied by the news. 3 actions. No political DRM. Vendee. Piedmont is just a +1. And despotism. Shoot. The whiff of grape shot. October 5th, 1795. Royalist riots in Paris and continued unrest in the countryside prompted the Directory to call on Napoleon to come to Paris to arrest the mob. His use of grape shot breaks up the protesters. 3 actions. Public -1. Disorder in Paris. Britain. Austria. Those advance. 3 actions. -1 military DRM. So +2. Let's send monarchy down. Let's attack Britain. That's 2. And let's remove disorder for 3. First Treaty of Basel. Place 1 liberation army in the holding box. Sweet. Austria. Whoa. Oh, Austria. I didn't push them back. Oh, that's bad news. Austria advances. Piedmont advances. Winter 1795. Success in Savoy and Piedmont prompt the Prussians and the Spanish and the Hesse-Cassel to sue for peace with France. The First Treaty of Basel ends hostilities with Prussia, which withdraws from France. Okay, +1 liberation DRM. I have 4 actions. +2 military DRM. Let's wait to place my liberations. Austria, +2. That's 1 action. If the Prussian army is in its 5 space, flip it over is now inactive. That's not the case. But they're not going to do anything. Sounds like. So Savoy, Vendee, I mean. That's 2. Austria for 3. Shit. And I'll place a liberation +1 DRM. Barely in Savoy. The Battle of Lodi, the Italian campaign. May 10th, 1796, in a brilliant maneuver over difficult terrain, Napoleon and his Republican forces are able to hold a key bridge across the Po River and use it eventually defeat the Austrians. +1 military DRM versus Austria only. Despotism goes up to +1. This turn only, you may take a military action against Austria at no action, but if you fail, advance Austria 1 space towards Paris. Piedmont, Austria. Yeah, I'll do a free one right on the doorstep. And I have a +2 DRM. Oh, these don't stack if this is the... I bet that negates anyways, but still +2. This is the free one. Oh, shit. 1. 1 against Austria. Good. No. So nothing really changes. I just use an action. 2 against Austria. 3 against Austria. I want to get my Liberation Army back out there. The Battle of Rivoli, the Italian campaign. +1 Liberation DRM. That's nice. We have a reaction. It goes down. It goes up. I've not done the military yet. Arguably one of Napoleon's greatest victories in the Italian campaign. French forces decisively defeat the Austrians and drive them out of northern Italy. The Austrians fall back in the Tyrol. Well, they're going to advance today, and Piedmont is in Paris. +1 Liberation DRM. +1 military. Piedmont. Austria. No, it's 2. Piedmont. Austria. Treaty of Campo Formio, October 17th, 1797. After a set of masterful battles in northern Italy, the Austrians are utterly defeated and seek a peace treaty with revolutionary France. The Treaty of Campo Formio ends the wars of the First Coalition. 3 actions. If the Austrian army is in its 5 space, flip it over to enact. It's not the case. Britain and Piedmont advancing. Political. If the Austrian army is in 1, it is not, or in Paris. If it is in any other space, +2 to the Republic. Sweet. The treaty is accepted. So that would have been interesting. Okay. +1 DRM. Piedmont. It's 1 action. Britain. No. Despotism. No. Shoot. Okay. Same thing, doing historical for last deck. So just in the order of the cards. Final deck. Final run through the red deck. Directory sends Napoleon to Egypt. This turn only you may actively seek to keep Napoleon in Egypt to gain 1 action for no political action taken. Naval actions are prohibited this turn. I think this is supposed to be here. I don't remember seeing that in setup, but let's just put it out there. 3 actions. Summer, I've not advanced Britain yet. They're going to be in Paris. Napoleon leads an army to Egypt on orders from the Directory to seize it and deny its use to the British as a transshipment and supply base. The Directory had also grown fearful of Napoleon's popularity. Public +1, or I'm maxed out. 3 actions. If I take no political actions, I get 1 more military action. +1. No, I won't. Britain advances into Paris. Britain. +1. No. Uh-oh. Britain. All right, sweet. It's 2. Well, let's do despotism. Okay. Quasi-war begins with the United States. July 7th, 1798. Continued raids on American shipping result in naval combat operations between the reconstituted United States Navy and the French Navy. Losses were light, but the French seized over 2,000 American ships. -1 naval DRM. Place British support markers. British support marker in Nantes. Oh, that's one of like stationary armies. It shows a 3 on the card, but it only Nante, where there it is. Like once it's removed, it's out of the game. I don't see one with a 3, so we'll just go with that. -1 naval DRM. Britain, Piedmont, Prussia. Oh, you were out of this. Republic +1. 4 actions. 1 against Britain. +1 DRM. Yep. No. 2 against Britain. 3 against Britain. Shit. 1 against Piedmont. Hitting Harry. For sure. The French declare the Republic of Rome. Summer 1798. The French campaign in Italy continues to go well, and Rome is taken. Pope Pius VI is deposed as the French occupy the Vatican, and the Directory declares the Republic of Rome. Republic +1, check. Britain, Austria. I thought we had worked this out. Piedmont retreats. That's good news of the day. Vendée attacks Savoy. 5 actions +1 military DRM. Britain for 1. Britain for 2. Britain for 3. Britain for 4. Holy smokes. I don't want to lose this. Britain for 5. But can't really worry about that. Good thing I didn't. Austria. Getting real hairy. France supports Irish uprising. Maybe we should focus on things at home. The French agree to support the Irish uprising against British rule known as the 98. Despite money, material, and troops, the Irish revolt is ultimately crushed by the British. +1 Liberation DRM and Republic +1. This turn only, you may negate the agreement with Ireland to stop the advance of British for the loss of Republic +1. Oh, yeah, I'm already maxed out, so we'll just scoot them back. Sorry, Ireland, it makes absolutely no sense to send you support right now. 4 actions. +1 DRM against Austria. I thought we had worked this out, Austria. Prussia for 2. Austria for 3. Don't get it. Naval action against England, because this is sweet if we get it. Yeah. All right, this comes off, I believe, and this goes 1, 2, because they were in France. Yes. The First Battle of Zurich. Of course, England is not doing anything. And a reaction. June 4th through 7th, 1799. After a year of peace with the Austrians, fighting breaks out in Switzerland between Republic and Austrian forces. Austrian victory at Zurich marks the start of the war of the Second Coalition. Of course. -1 military DRMs versus Austria and Piedmont only. Oh no. I'm 0 against Austria, and they're sitting in 4 actions, though. First one, Austria. I need a 5 or higher. Look at that. Prussia, 4 or higher. Austria, 5 or higher. Ugh! Monarchy. Four actions. Napoleon joins. What is that word? Slay in a coup d'etat. November 10, 1799. After 10 years of chaos, war, and terror, the French people are ready to sacrifice some of the liberties of the revolution for stability and an end to violence. Napoleon seizes the opportunity to act. All inactive armies are again active. Didn't matter, they were all active anyways. Prussia, Austria, Britain. Despotism +1. Political actions are prohibited this turn. So I need to check because it's going to matter here. What I think I was doing wrong is, so I don't get the +1 here because they're tied. So that kind of sucks. 4 actions. Austria, 5 or higher. 1. Austria, 5 or higher. 2. Prussia, 5 or higher. 3. Republic, 5 or higher. Sweet. Despotism, at least I get a +1. Republic -1. And day of disorder. Day of actions. Napoleon names himself first consul, December 1799. In a move to consolidate his power, Napoleon sets up a new constitution with himself as chief executive or first consul. The new order is passed by plebiscite. I don't know what that means. Britain, Prussia, Austria. Well, 5 actions. We do have +1. Austria for 1. No, Austria for 2. Disorder for 3. Prussia for 4. Monarchy. Oh. That was that time when I couldn't do political stuff. The Battle of Marengo, June 14th, 1800. A key French victory over the Austrians and their allies, one of Napoleon's most masterful tactical battlefield successes, achieved after the Austrians believed they had already won the engagement. +1 military DRM versus Austrians only. That'll come in handy because Austria, Prussia, Piedmont, that's just my wife, cleaning, +1 DRM. So +2 DRM against Austria. That's great. With 5 actions. 3 or higher for Austria for 1. Austria for 2. Austria for 3. Austria for 4. Piedmont for 5. Okay. Oh no, only against Austria only. Okay. Oh, reaction. That shifts down. Shifts up. Vendi's back. 4 actions. The Battle of Hohenlinden. December 3rd, 1800. The decisive victory by French forces would lead the Austrian Archduke Charles to relieve his brother John from command and ultimately to seek an armistice with the French. I already shifted. I already did reaction. I did everything on this. Okay. Austria for Bindi for 4 or higher. 1. Republic. 2. Shit. Austria. Republic. The plot of the Rue Saint-Nicaise. December 24th, 1800, a royalist plot is hatched to assassinate Napoleon by blowing him up on the way to the opera. The explosion fails to kill Napoleon and prompts him to formally end all political opposition. Prussia. Oh, Austria. Vendée. Piedmont. 6 actions, though. Monarchy. Despotism. +1 DRM. 6 actions. Prussia. 1. Prussia. 2. Prussia. 3. Vendée. 4. Shoot. Sorry about the camera. Vendée. 5. Prussia. 6. Barely hanging on. This is a -20. I have no monarchy. Oh my gosh. Despot, it'd still be ticking up like crazy even if I had kept it down. Concordat of 1801. Spring 1801, in a continuing effort to bring order to France, Napoleon reaches an agreement with Pope Pius VII, restoring some of the Catholic Church power while keeping confiscated church properties. Austria, Vendée, Piedmont, 4 actions. 4 actions, plus 1 DRM because of despotism being so high. Ooh. Austria. This. Vendée. Vendée is going to be the death of us. Piedmont for 3. It's off the table. We got to re-roll it. 1 second, a little turbulence. It all comes down to this. Vendée for 3. I have to get this or we lose. No. Piedmont for 4. Couldn't have written it better myself, folks. After all that, Vendée, at the end of the turn, is the last son of a gun standing in Paris and is enough to drive us out. Wow. That is some shit. So even if I had survived that with 2 cards left to go, the major problem is, yeah, Republic's super high, which is great, but I'm going to lose 20 points for that. So here's what happens. The rules are a little bit rewritten here. I think one worst failure is if Republic's here and someone's here. They're written as if either or for both of them. You'd see it in the rules if you read it. But we have the Mondu result, which is one of them happened, and Vendée is sitting in. Vendée is sitting in Paris. We have suffered a decisive defeat. But see, this doesn't. If at least one red headline card was been played. See, I think no matter what, if an army occupies, it's French defeat no matter what. But it says C 9.3. Huh. Well, it's kind of hard. These victory point rules are probably the worst part of this rule book. Otherwise, it's a pretty great rule book. There are some minor typos, but during the housekeeping phase, an army is in Paris, or the Republican marker is in -1, it's not. How well you perform is described below. If during the housekeeping phase, an army is in Paris space, or the Republican marker is in box 1, the game ends immediately. How well you perform is described below. So it's the exact same thing. I guess the first one is if you're in blue and then red, and then 9.3, if at least one red headline card has been played, the Republican experiment may have succeeded and you might have won the game. The degree of success for Republicanism and for determining your personal victories is explained below. Okay, so I guess we're going to do this. Determine the box where the Republican marker resides. So we're at 15. Add to that the number in each round space on the map that has a liberation marker in it. None, because they've been driven out. Determine the box where the despotism marker resides. So -20, I'm at -5. As you just did with despotism, determine the box number where the monarchy resides. Multiply that number by 5. Subtract that at -25. Next, subtract the number of red cards remaining in the draw pile. -27. But wait, it gets worse. Now subtract 1 for each hostile unit on a space on a map. For each hostile unit, foreign army, or the disorder marker on a space on the map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. -33. Oh, lordy. Finally, subtract another 3 points for each army if it's occupying a square with a red X and the number 3 inside representing a loss of 3 victory points. Okay, I'm 26 or less. I'm not going to go through this. This is a substantial defeat for republicanism as it is quickly crushed by the cult of Napoleon, who rules through merit and dignitas in lieu of harnessing the Republican spirit of revolution to advance the cause of France. The hard-fought Napoleonic wars lie ahead, and without a revolution to fear, these end with recognition by the crowned heads of Europe of the Bonaparte dynasty on the throne of France. All of this is undone by the vainglorious nephew of Emperor Napoleon I, Napoleon III, who leads France into a failed and costly wars with Italy and Russia. After backing the American Confederacy and invading Mexico, public outrage results in unchecked rioting and a renewed spirit of republicanism in France, which ultimately leads to the birth of the Second Republic. Oh, it was a lot of fun. There's some optional rules, and then there's the expansion, which brings in Spain, and I don't know, there's like a dozen cards that you shuffle in. Not a great outcome. Managing despotism makes sense. That's like Napoleon's power. That's hard, and I did not really try to keep it in check early. But late game, it seems like you want it low as possible, and you need to at least spend one action every round getting after it. So we have the Treaty of Amiens here, historical flavor, just so. March 25th, 1802, after defeating each of the Second Coalition armies, Napoleon agrees to the Treaty of Amiens, which ends the wars of the Second Coalition and allows Napoleon to finish concentrating his political power. And the final one, Napoleon declares himself consul for life. May 10th, 1802, a referendum approves of Napoleon's seizure of absolute power and officially ends the period of French Revolution. Awesome. That's a really awesome States of Siege game. I had heard about it from Matt on the Advanced After Combat podcast. And like I said, I've played Ottoman Sunset and We Must Tell the Emperor. I like We Must Tell the Emperor because you can try to recreate historical events like Pearl Harbor and stuff like that. And that's awesome, but it usually goes poorly. This is kind of fun. I like this political track. I don't remember anything like this in Ottoman Sunset. It's been a long time since I played Ottoman Sunset. So it's kind of cool that you have not only this to worry about, but you're managing this. And wow, Prussia and Austria are a lot to deal with. I would probably randomize these next time. It was cool to go through it in historical order. But yeah, that's Levee En Masse. I'll probably hold on to this for a little bit longer. You know, the deal with these States of Siege games is they kind of run their course. I wish this was a smaller box. Because the Victory Point games were like this size, right? But it is a great production value. Let me show you I just kind of threw the like trash in here. But this is the storage container it comes with, and then it also comes with like 6 bags, which just seems total overkill. So here's the expansion cards. I mean, I guess I can use a cubby hole for each one of these, which seems excessive. And then you only have 15 counters or something. You could almost put 2 counters in each cubby hole, but we're not going to do that. So here's your reboxing of Levee En Masse, which is completely excessive. There's your expansion counters. That's it. Which is fine. That's not a problem. The problem is just because of this deluxification, I think this version of the game costs more than it probably should. Because that's the game. What do we play? What time did we start? 9:30? So hour and a half, knocked out the whole thing. And almost got through the entire deck. Things could have obviously gone. Although I didn't really start feeling the pressure until at least late white for sure, right? I mean, blue was a piece of cake. Other than D was a pain in our ass from time to time. But yeah, I will hold on to this. If you can find the Victory Point games, some of them for cheaper, I recommend them in that case. That's too bad. But like paying $80 or something, I don't remember what the Kickstarter was for this. I don't think it was that much. And they also were running a sale when I grabbed my copy. If you're not buying this on sale, I don't necessarily recommend it. But If you can find a States of Siege game for cheap, I think they're a lot of fun to play. Just sit down for a morning, grab your coffee, and run through them. Ottoman Sunset is a much smaller footprint. But a lot of those games, I think, are in rights limbo with Victory Point Games letting the war game stuff go. But obviously, Worthington was able to pick this up and put out a really nice box set of it. Yeah, it says an hour playtime. We could have done that. I mean, really, if you're not talking into the void, then you can just turn through and check dice, and the actions are dead simple. So there you go. That's Levee En Masse. Thank you for stopping by the stream, whether you joined us live. Patrick, thanks for chit-chatting. Hope everyone has a great weekend. As a reminder, Sunday will be the last day for Early Bird Historic Fest registration. So if you're not signed up and you're going to see us in August, get signed up, get your beer signed, get your little discount. We'll see you in August. All right, have a good weekend. I'm out of here.